Jerry, at this point I'd like to talk about the future. Obviously, as we're making this video, there's still incoming information.
Right.
You know, and as I've told you over and over, just when I think we've got enough, there seems to be another one. I mean, you know, there just seems to be another person coming out with more information, and I'm thinking, gosh, is there no end to this?
I think there's going to be an end when Janice does one of two things. She's either going to move down the street, and I say move down the street, I don't mean relocate in the same city. She moves to another city and reopens again, and the heat falls down, she's going to get her a job. Yeah. You know, one of the two, and just kind of like fade out. She's going to declare bankruptcy. I really believe this in my heart. I may be wrong. But her past shows she's going to go bankrupt, and Lord, that's going to forgive it all. And she's just going to go on about her business and find some other sucker down the road, you know.
That's been my assessment too, in knowing Janice's pattern and discussing with different people. Yeah. And actually, a couple of employees have said that. They said that she may have said it in a fit of anger. Yeah. But you know what? That thought is there. If you're saying it, there's a thought there.
Well, she's bankrupt so many times with various husbands that she feels like, well, you know, that's a relief to her. That forgives her of her problems in a sort of sense. I don't know, or some of this could be criminal, I guess, but it's like, well, let me bankrupt on Cobra Collections. It's all over with. The slate is clean. Move on down the road. Yeah. Start all over again.
Well, with the power of the internet, it's going to be much harder for her to do this, I will tell you.
Well, she'll just get another name in another city.
That is true. I mean, I guess she could run around with another alias, and that is possible. But for the here and now, I tend to agree with you. I think she's going to file bankruptcy, and people who are looking to try to collect money or sue her for money, it's a waste of time.
A waste of time. The girl has nothing.
And so some of you viewers who've been victimized, look, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. All right, this is not it. But you need to realize that if you're learning about this within the last week, you're late to the party.
Real late.
And, you know, and the thing about it is, that's the whole reason why Jerry and I have put this information, is to accelerate your learning curve.
That's right. Because you need to be doing something, you know. Of course, you can't stand a loss. I couldn't stand a loss in the magnitude this is going to be. I'd have to do something. I couldn't forgive it. If you got my money and spent it, I could not forgive it. Yeah. And I'm not going to collect it. It just, the money is gone, and I don't want some kind of satisfaction, because I don't think if I let you get by doing it to me instead of my money, you're going to go get somebody else's money and spend it, and they may need it worse than I need it. And it needs to be a stopping point in Janice's criminal career that stops all this. Right.
You know, I think you and I know, you know, we've been in business, I mean, you've been in business far longer than me. You know, we all have what we call an account called write-offs. And, you know, it's just part of fact of life. You just write off a certain amount. But, you know, there comes a point you can't write everything off. You can't ignore it.
The big... Okay, you know what's bad about this, about the write-offs? That's fine and dandy. I'm going to say that I'm Dr. Jeremiah. I've got a real good practice. Right. You're my patient. You get a Social Security check of $150 a month. You owe me money. Yes. You go down there and you give Cobra Collection $5. They give you a receipt. Yes. You chunking down there. You owe me $150. You get it paid off. Right. You go to see the doctor. You got to pay this $150 before I see you, but I paid it. Where is your receipt? I ain't got a receipt. I throw it in the garbage. Right. Them poor people on Social Security who sit there and paying Janice at Cobra Collections, who do not keep records, are actually screwed. They're going to have to pay the doctor again to go see them, and they cannot do it because they don't make enough money.
It is a problem, and you know what, Jerry? You're exactly right. I'm glad you jogged my memory, because that is the case.
It is the case.
A lot of people are trying to make good on their debt so they can do business with those companies again. Right. You know, I come from the real estate side of things, so I've been hearing a lot more from the real estate side, but the doctors are the same thing. It's a consistent story. They want the services again, they're trying to make good, and they go in there, it's just like, well, their money went into a black hole.
That's right, they lost it.
Exactly, and it's a big problem right now, so many people.
That it is, and if I was a doctor, and I had a patient bring me a receipt and I ain't been paid, I would do something besides sit back, write it off, sue or whatever, because it's not right to their patient. Right. Their patient is going to suffer. And most of the patients, you know, that owe money, don't have the insurance. They're struggling to start with. and they have very limited money to pay anyway, and then got to turn around and say you're the only doctor they really trust or want to use, and all of a sudden, I can't use you until I pay you again, and I paid you, but you're not going to believe me. You're going to say, well, I got to have a receipt. You know, and a lot of them are just, it's going to be a mess.
Well, I got to tell you, Jerry, it's not going to be a mess. It is a mess. It's a
Already,
mess, and
yes.
the mess is getting bigger.
That it is.
It's this whole write-off thing. And the thing about it is, with most of the companies, at some point it becomes personal. It may not become personal $1, $10, $100, $1,000.
That's right.
But when the numbers get high enough, it becomes personal. Even the employees don't like it.
That's right. They don't.
I
They'll
mean,
all turn. They have to.
Oh, the employees. I mean, it's not their money, but they're just outraged that their
Yes.
company are being raped. They're
That's
being
right.
financially raped.
That's right. And nobody in this day and time wants to get involved. You know, they really don't. You know,
Yeah.
it's pathetic. You know.
And this is the reason why, one of the reasons why Jerry and I have created this video. In other words, we're not just walking we're not talking the talk. We're actually walking the
That's
walk.
right. Yeah, we're going to walk it all the way to the end.
And you know, I never really wanted to be known in Columbus, you know, like this. I've
Yeah.
always been very low key, trying to keep my nose clean, and
Yeah.
you know, I'm not from Columbus, so I've never really felt like I've been part of Columbus. But you know, somebody had to do something about it.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand it anymore. And obviously, you know, I met someone like you.
Yeah.
You've been fighting this fight a little bit longer than I have.
Yeah.
I just now came into it.
Well, I do. You know, I do have that personal thing because my wife. You know, I sit there and watch her cry as to wonder why Janice run her business stealing from her.
Right.
It
Right.
still hurts.
Right. And I don't blame you, you know, and, you know, it would hurt if we were still alive. I mean, it
Yeah.
bothers us and we're alive and everything like that. But, you know, when you're talking about your deceased wife,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and it ruins her reputation, I definitely understand why it's
Yeah.
personal. So anybody who wants to, you know, say why we're doing it, look, I mean, we'll admit it. Part of it's personal.
Oh, yeah.
Jerry has his reasons. I had my reasons. Me, I didn't lose that much money. But to me, I don't like being lied to. I don't like my reputation being used, and you know, and I just don't like it when people are just scamming on and on. My level of patience has run out, and for you, your patience ran out too.
Oh, yeah, a long time ago when I sit there and watch her cry all the time.